in order to secure the security zone around Moscow and the places when they were already in control. So they were just shooting bodies, not persons, not thinking that, oh, maybe there's a Jew or a capitalistic person or some sort of enemy of the state. No, no, no. It was just killing all the able-bodied men who could potentially be a threat to their and why they were so ruthless. I think the communists under Lenin, they were so ruthless because they were living in a very precarious situation. They were followed by a relatively small police organization called Ochrana. So this was relatively easy to dodge and to escape Ochrana. But when they were sentenced, they were in many regions of Russia, there were the law was the same, but it was differently applied, differently understood, so they never really knew what they will be sentenced for, and this created the chaotic situation also in morality, I would say. But if Russians are more inclined than the other nations to communism, I wouldn't say that. I think there are many nations which are inclined to communism. For instance, the Chinese, they had communism, but they are not really inclined to communism, and that's why the communists never really stuck there. They have totally changed everything from the first moment on. They changed communism to really agorism with some nationalistic features, and so it was nothing like Marxism or Leninism from the beginning. Okay, for instance, also that the Russians are to some extent pretty individualistic people, so I wouldn't say that they are natural communists, but so it happened. Okay, the society in Russia is very much divided into the rich and the poor. It's obvious because there was a moment in which there was a collapse of the Soviet Union, the total change of the economic system, and no help for the people to adjust. They just had, there was only a flat tax, and in the first moment, Yeltsin and Gaidar were trying to adapt all the American customs when it comes to economy, politics, and so on and so on. They even planned to the office of vice president of Russia. Why not? Then this idea collapsed, and it was replaced by the system of collaboration between the prime minister or president or whatever with the oligarchs and so on. So again, no really soft cushion for people to have a smooth transition from one system to another. So obviously a great deal of inequality, economical, and so on. That people commit suicide very often, it's true, even more often than in Japan, when there is some cultural ground for it, for this kind of behavior. It mostly has a connection with this uncertainty I mentioned just now. That Russians are vulgar, and they have this, they not often smile, and they want to be and they want to be feared. I think there is something can be connected here, because with this there can be a ground for it. The Russians want the Russian elites bribe people with this sense of empire, that they are preserving what's left of the empire, and they really are. Russia is an open terrain. Is no real barriers, no real borders which could be protecting Russia. So Russia is like all these nations that are situated on the plains, they are naturally aggressive. If they cannot be defended, they are the attacking nations. So the same with Germans, the Poles, and the French, and so on. So they have that, and they also